Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, there just aren't enough hours in the day? You wake up with the lengthening to-do list and the feeling that you'll never really catch up? Well, we're going to tackle this overwhelmed feeling together, and the uncomfortable truth is, the real problem isn't your packed calendar or your buzzing phone. Distraction isn't caused by external things and notifications. It's caused by your brain trying to escape the internal discomfort. And here's the game changer. Once you understand the psychology, you can use 4 specific strategies to reclaim hours of your day. By mastering your internal triggers, clearing everything out of your brain into a trusted system, time blocking your actual values instead of just tasks, and designing your environment properly, you could finally take back control of your schedule. Thanks to Brilliant for sponsoring today's video, and as you'll see, learning how your brain actually works is the foundation for solving this problem. Let me show you exactly how it works and why your brain craves distraction in the first place. So I need to share something that completely shifted how I think about this whole thing. The problem isn't really about time management, it's about attention management. I've been reading Nir Eyal's book, Indistractable, recently, and he explains this concept that honestly made everything completely click for me. Distraction is the opposite of traction. So traction, it's pulling you towards something you want to accomplish, right? Or getting momentum. Distraction is another force that you're using to pull yourself away. But what really opened my eyes, distraction isn't caused by this. It's your brain trying to get away from what's uncomfortable. So when you're not getting started with that big project, you're not being distracted by scrolling Instagram. You're actively hunting for something to make the uncomfortable feeling go away. So it'll often go like this. You'll feel bored, so you scroll. You feel anxious about a deadline, so suddenly your desk needs organising. You feel overwhelmed, so Netflix becomes irresistible. Once I understood this, I could finally address what was actually happening instead of just blaming social media. So this is where most productivity advice gets it wrong. Anyone telling you to do more, be more efficient, hustle harder, it's wrong. What if the secret to having more time is actually doing less? And this is where my concept of part-time productivity comes in. I've been working with this idea for a year now, and I've actually built it into a free 5-day challenge at parttimeproductivity.com. You can go and sign up to the email, and I'll take you through the process of trying it out. It's about putting your energy where it actually matters instead of just staying busy. There was a time when I believed that I wasn't cut out for managing my schedule effectively. I just was like, I can't do that stuff. I had a fixed mindset essentially that kept me trapped in this cycle of being overwhelmed. But once I shifted my perspective and began viewing time challenges as kind of growth opportunities, everything kind of clicked. Actually check out Carol Dweck's brilliant book called Mindset to go deeper on that idea. So I think if we don't set objectives, tasks, ideas to focus on for the day, week or month, then nothing is a distraction, if that makes sense. Without clear priorities, watching TV for hours isn't pulling you away from anything because you're never defining what you're actually working towards in the first place. So before we dive into the practical strategies that you can implement to get some time back and avoid distraction, let me share how today's sponsor Brilliant fits perfectly into all of this. Building better thinking skills is crucial for everything we're talking about today. So when you understand how your brain processes information and makes decisions, you become much better at managing your attention and time. Brilliant helps you become a better thinker and problem solver with thousands of visual, interactive lessons. Their course on logic and deduction teaches us that critical thinking strategies are the basis for better decision making. And their approach is kind of hands-on, not passive video watching. You actually engage with interactive exercises that train your brain to think more clearly. So what I love about Brilliant is that it's designed for active learning. Just like we're not going to fix your time problem by reading about it, you need to practice these skills. Brilliant makes complex concepts like logic, reasoning, probability, decision making, and stuff like computer science feel approachable through their bite-sized interactive lessons. Come and join me and try everything that Brilliant has got to offer with a 30-day free trial and 20% off a premium subscription by visiting brilliant.org/better creating. Investing in how you think pays dividends in every area of your life. Here are 4 essential steps that will transform how you experience time. Number 1 is managing your internal triggers. Remember, most distraction comes from internal discomfort. Instead of rushing to distract ourselves, we can work through our feelings more constructively. So the next time you feel the urge to check your phone, or you're starting to swipe, or whatever else it is away from the work you want to do, ask yourself, what am I trying to escape from right now? Are you bored or anxious or overwhelmed? Try the 10-minute rule that Nir Eyal recommends. When you feel like something is distracting you, tell yourself, okay, I'll let myself have that distraction in 10 minutes. 10 minutes is typically enough time to feel that desire fade. This simple awareness breaks the automatic cycle of distraction. So step 2 then is to clear the decks with a second brain. Now this comes straight out of my part-time productivity system, but the feeling of having to remember everything is probably the thing that's actually killing you. The simple 3-step process to use any form of second brain is capture everything onto paper, one task at a time, organize it into projects. You can do this on paper, and then you could feed it into, say, my free Notion template for managing your tasks and projects, and then distill it down to what actually matters for your goals. Now, getting everything out of your head and into a trusted system gives you this true mental clarity and space to focus. And then step 3 has got to be time blocking your values, not just your tasks. Eyal emphasizes the importance of scheduling time for what he calls traction, which is the actions that move us towards where we want to go. But here is where I think a lot of people will go wrong. They schedule their tasks, but not those values. So I recommend using Stephen Covey's time management matrix to prioritize. And it breaks tasks down into 4 areas. Important and urgent, this is stuff you just have to get done first. Important but non-urgent, this is where you would schedule dedicated time blocking to focus on your values. Unimportant but urgent, delegate or minimize that. And then unimportant and non-urgent, delete them. Again, I want to emphasize, the magic happens when you schedule time for the important but non-urgent stuff. Your health, relationships, learning, creative projects. These are the things that never feel urgent, but create the most meaningful impact. So when you schedule your values, everything else becomes much clearer to say no to. All right, so let's talk about step 4 in this, which is designing your environment for success. So I think that some external triggers help you and others hurt you. Keep the ones that serve us and eliminate the ones that don't. You can do this with things like focus modes in the Apple ecosystem, turning off non-essential notifications, use Do Not Disturb for focused work, set specific times to work on your emails, and remove distracting apps from your home screen to create a workspace that signals focus time. Your environment now supports your goals instead of fighting against them. So now that you have your system, we've got one more thing to do, which is to focus on actual implementation. The concept of setting your weekly rhythm has been invaluable to me. Here's the idea. Time block a week in your calendar, starting with where you want to not work, and then when you want to do your best deep work. Deep work is when you set aside real time without distractions to do the one thing you really want to explore. My weekly rhythm focuses on hard stops on certain days, sessions for urgent tasks, and dedicated blocks for those important non-urgent projects that actually move my life forward. And this is where I want you to engage with me. In the comments below, can you let me know what's the one important but non-urgent area of your life or task or value that you never seem to find time for? I read as many comments as possible, and I'm really curious to know what resonates most. And if this is helping you think differently about your time, hit the like button, because it really helps the algorithm show more people this who need it. We've covered understanding your internal triggers, brain dumping everything, time blocking your values, and designing your environment. So I recommend that you pick one strategy and try it this week. And if you want the full system and to be led through the process, grab my free challenge email series at parttimeproductivity.com. Depending on where you are in your organization journey, I've got a couple of great options for you that you should try next. If you want to get organized fast, watch this video up here for the super easy steps that have actually worked for me. Or if you want to let YouTube tell you what it thinks you'll like from my videos, you should watch the video below. And I think the algorithm is quite good at that, so